Hello, folks. Welcome to something I haven't done in quite a while. I've just got the itch as of late, and I have no idea how long this itch will last for. Just, some upfrontness here. So, let us continue with Shandalyn. The audio settings have been changed since the last time I've recorded this. Hopefully they sound good. Um, I'm also recording now in OBS rather than XSplit. It's a more recent change I made. It was to uh, accommodate recording with my guild. I found when them recording them in Discord, I would end up being shouted down. Well, not shouted down, but for whatever reason, their audio is always louder than mine. Shouted down, and so malicious. It's not. It just the tech hates me. Just something about Discord just does not cooperate. I would like lower one setting, and it would do nothing. And lower another setting, and now you can't hear it. But with at least with this with OBS, I can lower them enough that you can hear me. And they're still audible, and it's fantastic. Still, I need to get a second monitor to move the XSplit, I keep on saying XSplit, but the OBS thing over into, so it can be there, and I can just refer to it there. Pre-launch? Shit. But yeah, I need the OBS. Let me start it again. Yeah, I need another monitor to put the OBS thing into, so I can just watch the audio that way. Okay. Since I haven't played since the other thing. Um, since the end of Legion, stuff has changed here. Talents. Also, apparently, Demonology Warlocks will be able to summon in some demon bosses in the next patch. That's what I've been hearing. Let me see. Burn Crusade. Karazhan. I've seen someone apparently they can summon in this guy. Ooh. Has he gotten a model update of some sort? Probably not. It's the torso and the gear. The heads, not so much. But anyway, what's here? Dreadlash. When your Dreadstalkers charge into battle, their Dreadbite now hits all targets within 8 yards, deals 25% more damage. Demonic Strength. Infuse your Fell Guard with Demonic Strength, and if commanded to charge to your target and unleash a Fellstorm, they'll deal 400% increased damage. Bile Scourge Bombers. Tear open a portal to the nether above the target location, and from which several Bile Scourge will pour out of and crash into the ground over 6 seconds, dealing 28 shadow damage to all enemies within 8 yards. Then Demonic Calling. Shadow Bolt and Demon Bolt have a 20% chance to make your next called Dreadstalkers cost 1 less and have no cast time. Instantly sacrifice up to 2 Wild Imps to generate 2 charges of Demonic Core. Doom. Inflicts impending doom upon the target, causing so much damage after 30 seconds. If it kills the target, there's a 5% chance to summon a Doom Guard to fight for you. Only 5%? Ooh, Doom Guard, that's one of the big guys. Huh. Let's get this guy. Should we get this? I can get that, sure. Is this really all the abilities I have? No, it's not. Send the fiery soul of a fallen demon at the enemy. Cool. Okay. Let us continue. What professions do they have? Tailoring and enchanting. And first aid is gone now. I miss the old, like, I remember there being aggressive, defensive, and passive. And I remember there being like a combination of assist and defensive. And it was so much better than what we have now. One hell of a long cast. 4.5 seconds. Okay, I'm really not sure if that's worthwhile. Ooh, you can get that for instant. Demonic Core. When your wild imps expend all their energy or are imploded, there you are. I was wondering where you'd went. You have a 10% chance to absorb their life essence, granting you a stack of demonic core. When your summoned dreadstalkers fade away, you have a 100% chance to absorb their life essence. Granting you a stack of demonic core. Demonic core reduces the cast time of Demon Bolt by 100%, maximum 4 stacks. Ooh, these actually don't count towards that. Ooh, it's stress beacon. You've uncovered some sort of strange, egg-shaped device made from metal. Fiddling with one of its knobs brings the egg to life, as it opens up into some sort of gnomish robotic contraption. A voice from inside the robotic egg crackles to life. My name's Oglethorpe Obnocticus, and my homing robot has crashed. I'll reward you for its recovery. Please take this beacon to the robot. I have now computed the coordinates of the robot for you. It has landed at the head of the river near Skulk Rock. We'll handle that at some stage. I'm sure I'll be going over near there again, or at least be somewhat in the region. Where, where's my Falguard? Hardly died from the other guys, did he? I've been looking forward to there's been talk of WoW Classic, and I've been actually kind of looking forward to it. And I'm thinking about, might be nice to actually have a to level a Forsaken Warlock. That was actually my original character, though I made him late burn crusade rather than as a classic one. So yeah, getting a bit tired. It's rather late when I started doing this. I was recording some Warframe previously, but yeah, I was thinking that might be nice. Though at the same time, it sounds like the guild will be going horde, so I'm not sure if I'd want to raid as a warlock. There's nothing wrong with that, and certainly I can't do it as a paladin. If you're going horde, I couldn't do paladins anyway. But paladins in classic were terrible for anything but healing. Blizzard just wasn't a fan of them. They may have had deep tanking and DPS specs, but they were not anyway useful. So I'm thinking if I was having my main as a as my classic main as a horde. Sorry, let me start again. My classic main I'm thinking would be a warrior. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. My classic main, I was thinking I would have him as a warrior. Um, I was kind of hoping that there'll be alliance. That way I could have the alliance warrior and still make the Forsaken warlock. I don't want to have two hordes, you know. I've, I've enough with all the alts I have thus far. I don't need to be making more. I was thinking of having an alliance and a horde. That'd be okay because then I could show both sides, but not having two hordes. Sorry, that was a little bit more obnoxious than I would hoped. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Who knows, we might end up going alliance. But yeah, your head's gonna make a nice bag. Two-fisted skull bash. Pick Umbada's head. Picked at random. So, anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Classic, and like I was saying, I'm kind of, have taken a liking to the idea of having. Let me just channel some health into you because he is actually dying to these. So, what am I saying? Sorry, I'm tired, so my mind is scattering. Yeah, the classic WoW is actually rather interesting to me. I want to see all that old content. I want to show you like the Gates of Encourage, the opening event, and all that. I want to run all that old stuff, and I am tempted towards the idea of having my starting Undead Warlock. But if we go Horde, um, if the guild goes Horde, I want to be playing with them. So I'm not sure if I'd want to make two Hordes, you know? So I'll probably just make the Warrior and stick with that. Then again, I might make the Undead Warlock just, for one to scratch the itch, Just scratch the itch. Yeah, that could work. And still have the Alliance character to show their side. So what is left? I've actually no need to be up here. I should not have hit Demon Bolt. Such a long cast time, it's just not worthwhile without that instant thing. Okay, there's spiders around here that I was actually meant to gather. So yeah, my main character, whatever side they end up being, is probably going to be a warrior, given the state of paladins. Because paladins got kind of a rough thing in classic WoW. Might take a look at some of the other classes as well, though it won't be quite as thorough as the look I'm giving all these. And I don't just mean because I can't level up to 100. I mean, I'll probably do I'll probably do all the starting areas, and I might through that make one of each character. But beyond that, well, one of each class. But beyond that, yeah, I'll just be focusing on the. Sorry, I've actually completely lost my train of thought there. Again, I guess I'm tireder than I realized. Okay, just need to kill one more witch doctor, which bingo bango, they're right here. And then I'm done with the quest for here. Damn. Just slightly missed the cooldown on, well, the instant cast on them. Alright, so what was I saying? So yeah, I might try the characters out a little. Like, part of me is thinking, back in classic WoW, and onto like Rattle Lich King, like the different races, like when it came to priests, all the different races that could have priests had unique priest abilities that only their priests could have. Like Night Elf priests had a special ability that Dwarven priests couldn't, and Dwarven priests presumably had their own iteration. So I'd like to show at least one of those off, you know, because it's in a thing anymore. They got Ran Ratchet Lich King got universalized. So I'd like to show that. I would like to show the here's how classic hunters were. Here's how classic mages were. But I would only show it insofar as maybe starting zones. Let's take the dwarves for example. I would show Dunmoreau and Loch Modan, and I would end it there. It's basically, you know how when I started these characters, I did like the first two zones or whatever, and then I called it quits. Basically, I'll do the same there. Though I do believe that it would last a lot longer on the classic server, because in classic, well, I know they did different design philosophy. They did a different design philosophy towards questing and combat, so things would have to be taken a little bit slower. Or no, less being taken a little bit slower and more, it just is. Like they send, okay, go kill 8 harpies. Alright, you've done that. Go back and kill their leader. Rather than be able to get both quests at the same time. So, yeah. I might end up doing that. but it is going to end up longer than it did on, you know, on live. Hmm. It's been too long since I last played, but on some level, part of me was wondering, did she get it? Does she look different? It's been too long for me to be anyway. To be anyway, even contemplating that. I don't even really remember this place, so I can't really answer that question. Prepare for war. We'll no longer tolerate the Vile Branch. Well done, Shandalyn. Let the Vile Branch flee in terror from the sight of you. We won't give them the chance to react. You must re-enter Jintala Alor, charge all the way to the upper tiers. The Vile Branch Berserkers and Shadowcasters are dangerous enemies, Shandalyn. When the others see their bodies thrown across the walls, they'll know we mean business. Don't leave any Vile Branch hearts beating. Let's see it. The face of fear and confusion, the look of fear and confusion on his face. This is what he deserves. Let's make sure all the Vile Branch wear the same look. Such a pretty sight to see the enemy's hopes burning. First necklace. I'm annoyed that they don't let me fix that proper. The trolls here are actually the trolls here are quite accepting of my kind. After all, they spoke to the dead for centuries before the Forsaken even existed. It's good for business. How many did you get? Oh yes, I was wise to ask you to get these. How fascinating. Come here, my pretties. Into the bag you go. The Volbranch trolls here used to drink the corrupted blood of the god Hakar for himself for power. They boiled it in crude pots before drinking it, dark vessels full of unholy power. Hakar was killed long ago, of course. But the interesting thing, I still see some cauldrons bubbling up there. Bring me back a few, and we'll see just what they've got cooking. Yeah, I think at least 10 years had passed by the time of Cataclysm between, Classic and Kata, because there's at least 3 years between Rat and Kata. So, actually 10 might be a bit much, but yeah, it was a good few years between the death of Fakar and Classic, and Kata. One thing I'm not looking forward to is the Classic gear grind. Because I remember people saying how you needed all of your tier 0.5 before you had to before you could start raiding. And then hearing horror stories of people having to run. Why is that still glittering? Run like Stratholme for one bit of gear. Ooh, damn! It's all these cauldrons all the way along. Didn't even realize. No, wrong one. What's this? Axe toss. Thank you. Damn it, what was they saying? Okay, I'm going to stop and check.